Dear faithful listeners, welcome back to Tip a Bell. Before we begin running, let's take a moment to stretch and warm up while listening to the recap from last episode. Previously on Tip a Bell.
She sobs quietly, not for the loss of Silk, but for the loss of a battle with a worthy opponent. She has underestimated our daughter. The girl hasn't just inherited Nor's beauty, she has claimed her strength too. Aisha is no thief. She is a mirror.
We learned that love turns hollow when it's driven by the urge to take. Real love, on the other hand, gives. And sometimes it's about letting go. Now, have you ever read someone's diary? Not the kind with dates, weather, chores, and neatly curated self-help goals, but the kind you can tell it's written late at night, raw, feverish, petty even, and definitely naked. The kind that should have stayed hidden in a drawer. That's exactly what today's story is like. The kind of pages that bleed, where every line is a paper cut of truth. And you can't tell if you're intruding or if she secretly wanted to be found. These diary entries belong to a woman named Rose. Take a deep breath, because we're about to run into the juicy pages of her life. March 2nd, 2005. Met Jack today. I wasn't looking for anyone. I've been burned before and thought maybe my love life would be better off left in freezer. But there he was, at the bookshop counter, asking if I knew where to find a particular author. I didn't, but I made something up just to keep talking to him. His laugh was warm, and when he looked at me, I felt seen. Or maybe I just wanted to feel seen. We ended up having coffee. It felt easy, comfortable. I didn't know then how much comfort can disguise itself as connection. November 19, 2006. We're engaged. He proposed last night after dinner. It wasn't flashy, no ring hidden in dessert or skywriting, just the two of us in the park, the city lights blurry in the background. He asked, I said yes, and we held each other. I remember thinking, this is the beginning. Maybe I was right, maybe I wasn't. June 10th, 2007. Our wedding day. The hall was filled with people, most of them relatives and friends of our parents. I felt like a flower arranged in someone else's bouquet. But it didn't matter. I was happy. Until it happened. We were standing on stage for the toast. He was holding my hand, smiling, and then his eyes shifted past me, and something in his expression changed. Recognition, warmth, not for me. I followed his gaze to the crowd. I couldn't tell who he was looking at, but my gut feelings told me that it was a woman. I didn't know her. He sure did. Not in a we've met sense. No, this was deeper. I couldn't explain it, but I felt a chill through my spine. July 2nd, 2008. The little things begin quietly. He laughs more around strangers than with me. Compliments sound like he's rehearsed them in the mirror. Words like, I miss you, evaporate from our home. I tell myself it's just the rhythm of marriage, but sometimes I catch him smiling to himself at nothing. Certainly not about me. Someone else. Perhaps that woman he saw at our wedding. April 14th, 2010. I've started to notice her. The her I don't know. She's not in his phone, not in his wallet, but she's in his gaze when it drifts mid-conversation. She's in the way he sometimes takes my hand too late, as if remembering what a husband is supposed to do. There's no perfume I don't recognize, no lipstick on his collar, just absence, silence. People call it intuition. It's not magic, but I think it's evidence. September 28, 2012. We've been trying for a baby for 2 years now. I hope that if we have a child, it will anchor us, make us whole again, maybe even push her out of his mind. I haven't told him that's part of my hope. I simply can't bear the look he'd give me if he knew. February 5th, 2013. Luna is here. She's beautiful, perfect. She has my eyes, my lips. When he first held her, I saw him soften. I let myself believe this was the moment we'd been reborn. That maybe finally I was enough. But later, I overheard something. He was talking to himself, not knowing I was nearby. He said he imagined Luna with someone else's features. Yours. Though I don't know your name, I never knew words could cut this deep. May 17th, 2015. I've made peace with living with a ghost. Not the tragic, haunting kind, but a kind that sits in the corner, a quiet, constant presence. You are at our table, in the corners of our photographs, in the way he sometimes stares out the window, while Luna plays at his feet. I've stopped asking him where he's gone in his mind. The answer is not mine to hear. October 4th, 2017. I think I've been in training all these years, learning how to be steady for Luna, but the space beside me in bed feels colder each night, learning to find joy in her laugh when his is somewhere else, learning to survive with half a husband and the whole of my child. December 31st, 2018. New Year's Eve. We didn't go out, just the three of us at home. Luna fell asleep before midnight. We had tea, talked about nothing in particular. He smiled at me the way you smile at someone you've known too long but no longer see. I realized the truth has been here all along. He was never fully here, and he never will be. August 12th, 2019. The memory won't let me go. Our wedding day, his eyes moving past me, that recognition, that shift in his face, that was the beginning. Everything else has been the middle of the end. March 9th, 2020. It's the strange kind of betrayal, the kind you can't name aloud. There's no single act, no proof, just a slow erosion, 1,000 glances that never quite land. I used to think if I confronted him, I'll get the truth. Now, I know I'll just get silence. October 22nd, 2021. Today, at the kitchen counter, I told him our marriage was a mistake. He looked surprised, but not shocked. Like someone realizing the song they've been humming has just ended. There was no fight, no plea, just the same quiet that's been here for years. October 25th, 2021. I left without making a scene, packed what was mine. Luna stayed with me that first night. I lay awake, listening to her breathing. She would grow up knowing she was loved by both of us, but she would not grow up watching her mother live in the shadow of a stranger. January 18, 2022. I do not hate you. I do not envy you. You did not ask for this place in our story. But I hope he never tells you. Because once a fantasy becomes a name, it stops being perfect. Some shadows are better left without shape. April 7th, 2023. Love is not always about holding on. Sometimes it's about stepping away so both of you can breathe again. If he still thinks of you, I hope it comforts him. If he still measures the world against you, I hope it makes sense to him. As for me, I've stopped measuring. I've stopped waiting for recognition in his eyes. I've stopped competing with ghosts. And in stopping, I have finally begun. August 1st, 2025. Luna is older now. She asked me today why her father and I aren't together. I told her the truth that matters, that we once loved each other enough to try. The rest belongs to a place she never needs to visit. DN. Alright, let's take a moment to catch our breath. Shake out your arms, slow the pace. We're cooling down now. When I think about Rose's story, I don't see a failed marriage. I see growth in the darkness. A woman who walked through years of quiet hurt, carrying questions she could never ask out loud. It's tempting to label her as foolish or bitter, or to even romanticize the mystery of the other woman. But the truth is simpler and sharper. Love without presence is just absence wearing cologne. What she did was not an act of giving up, but an act of choosing herself. And maybe that's the quiet heroism most of us never get applauded for. Stepping out of the shadow, not to be seen by someone else, but to finally see yourself clearly. And maybe that's a gentle truth tucked inside her pages, that endings aren't always about loss. They can be about creating the space where something new can take root, like a friendship, a new chapter, a kind of peace that doesn't depend on anyone else showing up. Because true love isn't proven by how tightly we hold on, but by knowing when to open our hands. And that truth reaches far beyond marriage. It's the same with a parent learning to let her child grow into their own person, or with passions and dreams we outgrow, or friendships that no longer fit who we are. Letting go isn't the end of love. It's love making room for change. Rose's ending was more like a release than an escape, for both of them, into lives that might finally breathe. Till our next run, this is Toba Bell, and I'm your host, Bella Wee. Keep running, keep uncovering what lies beneath.